For Mythographic Monday this week, we are going to jump right into using my Tombow watercolor markers to create backgrounds. All right, jumping right in. All right, so this is me doing another background with my Tombow watercolor pens. I had to do red because of that the red background I did last week. If you have not watched that video, please watch it. Last week I did backgrounds in mythographic books with alcohol markers. And this week I'm using watercolor pens and my Tombow watercolor pens. So last week's background, I just called it Red Hunt for Red October. It looks, I'm not happy with it. But this week's, I like it. The only thing I don't like about it is, and I'm going to bring this up to the camera. Can you see like right here? These hard, like vertical streaks. So what I'm thinking is, in some cases, if you go vertical one way, then you need to like go horizontal to do the second layer. I'm not sure why that didn't happen, pretty much over here, but I'm gonna try that right now. Let me see how I can turn this. Y'all know I'm left-handed. So, well, if you don't know, I am left-handed. So let me try to do this so that the camera will stay in focus. And let me try to go, I'm going to go horizontal in hopes that it will eliminate these lines that I'm seeing. Okay, so I need to go this way. Let me tell you something. For a left-handed person, sometimes you don't know, what end you need to start with. Decisioning is real. Now, I'm not seeing that disappear, but I have to remind myself that, Crystal, these are watercolor pens. These are not alcohol markers. Um, I know how to make lines disappear pretty much when I'm using my alcohol markers now. Ooh, I think I made it worse, y'all. Ooh, Jesus. I see a colored pencil in the future, in this future. I wonder why that looks like that, guys. Look at that. Maybe it'll dry better, because right now it's not looking good, in my opinion. But I will say this has a velvety look. Maybe I'm certain the red may be a little bit deeper. It's a deeper red. Reminds me of a cherry red, but I can still see that. This is plain as day. Matter of fact, I think it looks more pronounced now that I've gone over it again. But you know what? We are just going to call that character that is being added to the page. All right? That is what we're going to call that. We are going to call that character. This is going to dry a little bit more. I really can't see this going away. I can't, but I'm really not upset about it because I like the way the whole thing looks. Let me make sure that it's in the camera. But I'm gonna do something about that. Yeah, I say I don't like that. But I do like the overall look of this red versus the red alcohol marker that I used. So let me bring in the other page that I did the background on. Let me see here. It's right here. On this one, I used the markers are like a lighter color than this deep red. But still, what I notice is the blue. When I went vertical, I saw a lot of streaks, but then I went horizontal and it looks a lot better. I did the same thing for the green. Once it dried, it looks a whole lot better. It really does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this red an opportunity to dry. I think it's easier, in my opinion, right now where my skill level is to use a lighter color watercolor pen when you're having a watercolor background, like using a pen. For my skill level right now, I need to use a lighter color. I do. I really do. Because right here, I can't even really tell that at all. Now I can tell that some spots were missed, but it really doesn't look bad. Okay. So we're gonna let the red dry some more and find it. This is my actual page that I colored this week. Is that right? Okay, go sideways. Lord help. So this is the page that I colored out of it's like Fantasy Forest. Is it Fantasy Forest? There's so many different books, but this is out of Fantasy Forest. So I wanted to practice with two backgrounds first before I went and actually did the background for this page that I colored this week. So I'm going to do the background off camera. We're going to let the red dry some more, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the final result. I still don't know what color I'm going to use for this background, but it's definitely going to be lighter. All right, we'll be right back to see the final results of this background on this page that I colored this week. Be right back. Well, here we have it, the final results. So I went with yellow because it's a light color and it's more forgiving. And it came out all right. I used a darker yellow here, and then it went to a lighter yellow. But because there were so many like dark colors that the page was colored with, to me it started, the yellow's light, it started pulling in some of the pigment from those colors. And it's just not as polished as I would like it. But guess what? I'm happy with it. And what do I always say? I may not be done or I may not be finished, but I'm done. I'm done with it. Okay. I am definitely done with it. So this is a page from Fantasy Forest. Now let's go back to our new red hunt for red October. The lines are still there, but I'm not upset about it. I'm just not. I don't know why it's like that. Okay, let me take my time, make sure it focused. Worst case scenario, I'll go over it with an alcohol marker, a red one, or I'll just put a little bit of pencil on there so you really can't see that. So again, what I'm finding is when I use a darker watercolor marker, these Tombows, um, it's more challenging to not have streaks. That's what I'm finding. That is what I'm finding. So let me go back to the lighter color background with a light blue and greenish yellow and mint green. Again, more forgiving. So I hope this gives you just a little bit of direction and guidance as far as creating your backgrounds using watercolor pens and also alcohol markers. The video from last week. Make sure you check that out if you have not watched it. So tell me, what is your favorite medium to use for backgrounds? Mine is alcohol markers. It's faster. I now know how to not have so many streaks if not just to not have any streaks. So I'm grateful for that. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this Mythographic Monday. Shout out to everyone who's been participating in it. Make sure you check out the live art supply haul that I had. Yes, you're going to be getting a lot more art supply videos coming up really, really soon. But be sure to watch that video next. All right. This is Crystal the Foxy Colorist signing off for Mythographic Monday using Tombow watercolor pens as background. Like I always say, keep it foxy.